Listen, stop getting on this app lying to people just so they'll buy something.
Remember, if someone's promoting something on the
Guys, come with me to talk about how I got scammed. And I originally wasn't going to make this video.
I've just gotten scammed again, so story time on the influencer who was scamming my business. I've just gotten scammed again, so story time on the influencer who was scamming my business Ice Glow. This influencer is a blue tick verified male from Queensland, which I had actually never seen before, and he's got about 240,000 followers, and he DM'd me saying, hey, I've just seen you've come out with new products, like, you know me, you see my videos, and he's like, I love face oils and I love cleansing balms. Would you like to send out your face oil and cleansing balm for me so I can make like a little video reviewing them for you? And I was like, you know what? If you know my business, I don't work with influencers. I hardly work with influencers. And I was like, you know what? This is also a male. It's something different. Absolutely. So I responded straight away saying, hey, thanks so much for reaching out, blah, blah, blah. Send me your Addy. Sent him these 2 products and 3 other products nearly straight away because I know they work and I know they're amazing. So he's going to love them. He was very keen for these Ice Glow products because he kept messaging me, hey, how'd you guys go? But keep in mind, I sent out his order literally the next day. I sent it to his email and I also sent him the screenshot of like your parcel's on the way. So just to let him know, don't worry, you're going to get your Ice Glow products. It's on the way. For someone that was very, very keen, 3 weeks later, I then messaged saying, hey, how'd you go testing our face oil and our cleansing balm? Because I knew he had received it by this point. And he wrote, oh no, I never received it. Could it be lost? I let him know I've checked in with the couriers. They've sent proof of delivery with a signature and an image. And I don't want to sound like a stalker, but the image is literally his hand grabbing the parcel. So like, I know you've received it, but it's okay. Let's just see what he's going to say. And once I let him know that you've received the parcel, he then changed the conversation really quickly to, hi, my partner has been diagnosed with MS, which is super sad. It's been a challenging time to figure it all out. When I can, I'll get you some feedback. Super sorry. Meaning he's received it. So like in that message to me, he's pretty much saying, sorry, I'm just going to take some time reviewing it and making like content for you, but I've received my Ice Glow parcel. 1.5 months after that message, I sent a little follow-up message and this was the response. I never received it. And honestly, I didn't even reply. That is literally you trying to scam my business. I know you've received it. There's been so much proof of delivery from the couriers and you pretty much even said without saying it that you've received it. But anyways, our Ice Glow products are absolutely amazing and I don't need an influencer to tell you guys that it's amazing because I think me just telling you guys how incredible it is, you guys get the point. And when you try it for yourself, you know how good it is.
Listen, stop getting on this app lying to people just so they'll buy something. So you can make a little change. You're doing strange shit, lying for a little piece of change. And what you don't seem to understand is people will fuck with you more if you're credible. I don't see why that's such a hard concept to grasp. People will fuck with you more if they know that you're credible. Y'all be getting on this fucking app lying just to sell shit. Like, come on now. We got the funds. We want to buy the shit. But we want to buy good shit. We want to buy good shit. If we wanted to be unsure and play a fucking guessing game, we would just go to Temu blindly and buy a bunch of random fucking shit. Okay? Don't be coming on here lying about shit that people spending their fucking money on, like hair. Because I don't like that shit. Bitch. Lying so somebody will buy some shit and they get some fucked up ass hair in the middle. This hair eats down every time. I'm like, fuck it, don't, bitch. Y'all be lying to people just to make a quick dollar. And I don't like that shit. I don't respect it. If the hair trash, then just say that shit. Just say that shit. And to these fucking hair companies, y'all really need to fucking stop sending the best fucking hair to the influencers. Because make it make sense. Y'all get the influencers free shit. And you give them good shit, but the people that's actually spending money with y'all, you shit on them and you don't actually send them quality hair or lace. Make it make sense. The influencers are not gonna buy the shit. They're looking for y'all to just give them that shit. So why the fuck would you not send the actual consumer good fucking hair? I don't understand.
Girl to girl, I almost got scammed and I want to tell you about it so it doesn't happen to you. So I got a message from this girl on TikTok and she said she was a representative for this skincare brand. She sent me all this info asking me if I would be interested in working with them, getting paid for it. Of course I was like, yes, I would love to. So she sends me the application and I look it over. Tell me why this application wants you to put in your credit card or your bank info. A brand would never ask you that information. Usually payments go through PayPal. Me being the confrontational person I am sometimes, I called her out and was asking her why she was doing this scam. So I sent her a video from the actual brand who posted that they knew these scams were going around concerning their brand, because the brand is real. The account she was sending me and all the information obviously was not. And as soon as I sent that to her, she did in fact block me. So I'm hoping that this at least helps one person not fall for this scam. On that note, have a great night and beware of scammers.
What the fuck? Where's the lace? The fuck? I literally have to take my wig out of the trash because that's where it belongs. I'm probably the first wig influencer in history to get scammed. Y'all know how everybody be like, yo, they be giving the wig influencers the best wigs, they be. Not me. 13x6 lace front. Are we looking at the same? Am I confused or? Huh? I went to look for the link in the store. It's no longer available on TikTok Shop. I'm trying to promote this. I take my wig off because I'm going to promote this wig. I'm going to install this wig. Install what? How? Huh? I'm confused. This is going in the trash. I'm looking for the link because it's in my TikTok. I don't see it in my TikTok Shop, whatever, right? I'm looking for the link. I can't see it. I'm confused. Like, where's the store gone? Where's the link gone? I'm confused. It's unavailable. They deleted everything. I was just like, whatever that means. Like, I don't know. What hair is that? What hair is that? What hair is that? And it's synthetic too. So 13x6 human hair lace front. No lace. It couldn't be 13x6. Couldn't be nothing. There's no density. There's no nothing there. That shit is synthetic. Wig influencers get the best wigs? Sign me up, because in all my days of wig influencing, never have I experienced some shit like that. And they know that they're doing something wrong. I'm promoting for you. And you give me... And the store is going now, unavailable. I'm so confused. Somebody... Anyways, I'm going to be doing a reinstall because I still have to promote. I still have to make money. I still have to make content. It's in the trash. Y'all will get the content. For another wig. That's where that's going. In the trash.
Hi guys, come with me to talk about how I got scammed. And I originally wasn't going to make this video because I'm honestly super embarrassed, but then I thought to myself, I have a lot of mutuals and just, I know there's a lot of people out there with a smaller following who might find themselves in a similar situation, so I wouldn't want this to happen to anyone else. So I received this email, which I'm going to insert here, which you can pause to read, and against my better judgment, I thought it was a legitimate collaboration from a brand that I really admired for a long time. So basically the way that it would work is that they would send me free clothes, well, free, with a one-time shipping fee, and I would make 3 videos for them and get paid $1,500. So I made that one-time shipping fee, and I got sent a contract, a tracking number, and a link to track my clothes. So originally I thought everything was super fine, like everything seemed normal, until they reached out to me again, telling me that my items had arrived in the country and they needed an additional shipping fee to cover the internal shipping requirements. So started to raise a few red flags. It was a total of $487 that they would need to ship my items from wherever it was in the United States to where I live right now. Originally, I was a little confused, so I asked, like, hey, didn't I already send the shipping fee? And they explained further, and I don't know, I sent it. And then there was just a repeated back and forth saying that your transaction didn't go through and the money was sent back to you, so you need to make the payment again. And all I'm going to say is that I made 2 payments of around $480. So we're looking at close to $1,000 of my money that has been lost. And it got to a point where the most recent interaction, basically they were saying I would need to send more money, and I said, no, I'm not doing that. So I ceased communication. I reached out to my bank, and because the payments were made through Zelle and I was the one who authorized them, that money is not coming back to me. So I wanted to kind of spread awareness about this, especially if you are a smaller creator and you have, potential people reaching out to you. Always look to see if the email is from a Gmail, because companies will never, ever, ever reach out to you from a Gmail. They'll reach out to you from say if it's like Sephora, at Sephora.com or something along those lines. Also really easy to copy paste the email, put it into Google, see if 9 out of 10 times someone on Reddit has encountered the same thing as you. So keep that in mind. And also, I would like to say that they are targeting or kind of taking advantage, not of, super wealthy influencers that, have millions of dollars. Literally, I'm a college student. The money that I make through social media goes to things like groceries and, buying things like small things for myself. I'm not, a celebrity or a super rich influencer. It's literally, I'm just a regular person. So this is just my PSA. If you have any questions regarding more info on the situation, feel free to reach out. And also the actual brand that they were impersonating is super legitimate. I've seen people do legit collaborations with them. So this is no hate to them, but that's my PSA, you guys. Okay.
If you're watching this, it's because you've been in the same situation as me. Today's topic, internet influencers. Not all of them are bad, but the majority are. I'm pretty sure a bunch of y'all has come across these ads talking about if you want to make some money, then sign up, yada yada. The worst ones are the ones that was it's free. Just sign up and then we'll contact you. It's free. Boom, then you get hit with an interview, you talk to the person, and then they sneakily try to make you pay. I remember I was talking to one person, right? Cool guy, unfortunately, but I will have to somewhat expose y'all. So they was doing an all Asian only thing and had a good conversation about sales. Asked me if I have experience. I said yeah. And their program is actually pretty decent, at least from what it sounds like. And then boom, he said, if you really want to join us, then go ahead and pay this amount. Y'all want to know how much that was? $3,500. I was making up lies left and right. I'm talking about I'm $1,000 short. More like I was completely broke. I didn't even have $500 in my bank. I'm talking about my grandma's calling me. I gotta take her to the hospital. She is dying. Those are the type of lies was coming out of my mouth. But yeah, if you guys had those kind of experiences, please comment and let me know, because I want to read.
Okay, so I noticed a rise of AI influencer accounts, and they're getting so realistic that some of my friends are even falling for it because I see that they're following these accounts. A lot of these accounts are creating thirst trap content. They're doing trends that we see all over TikTok and Instagram, and they're pretty much acting like everyday people that we follow. It's just they're not real. Here are some examples. This account already has 54,000 followers on Instagram, and their videos are getting between 20,000 to over 500,000 views. And they also create content. You see that little link up there? And people are actually paying for it. Some more examples. She has over 16,000 followers on Instagram, and she's making content like your everyday average baddie online. She even documented her BBL journey and surgery, and it's all not real. It's all AI, which is wild. And the comments under her posts are insane that people just aren't picking up on it. But it's because it's getting so much better than 5-10 years ago. She's literally posting before and afters and even tagging the surgeon in the place she went to, which is all not real, by the way, but it's just insane. Now, this one almost got me. This account has over 56,000 followers, and it almost got me. I had to go through a few videos because something wasn't clicking, and you could kind of tell when these accounts are AI because their body's a little bit too smooth. You catch a head movement that's a little bit unnatural, and it's giving like uncanny valley vibes. But I can only imagine what the tech is going to be like 6 months, a year, 10 years from now, where you truly cannot believe it. And on some of the posts, it does get marked as AI generated content, but on some, it doesn't. So it's so easy for these people to kind of manipulate to get your money to spend on these fake people that aren't even real. And I'm going to do one more account just for the heck of it. This account is a model, and their whole account is just transformation videos. I do believe that this is probably a real person, but they super edited their face with AI, or just even just switched up the face to make it seem like they're a different person than what they are. So all of this is just crazy. If it's already this good now, just be on the lookout, because I'm sure they're going to use this type of content influencers to speak on topics that they shouldn't be speaking about, influencing people to buy things and say things that they should not be doing, and people just aren't going to catch it because they're either not going to read the AI label, or they're just going to quickly go through without even double checking that this is an actual person saying or selling something to you. So please be careful, everyone.
A lot of influencers have been exposed for lying recently, and in reality, this is nothing new. People have lied and put on characters to gain followings since cameras and social media were a thing. Sometimes it's small lies, sometimes it's big lies, sometimes it's repetitive, habitual, and everywhere they go. That one's inexcusable. And while the majority of the time these lies are harmless, when you do make a mistake or you do lie, there's only one thing you can do. You need to directly own it, apologize, and don't deflect. However, when entire platforms and communities are built on lies and manipulation, you, the viewer, need to hold them to the standard of what somebody you look up to should be. You can't just blindly give them the pass, or otherwise this behavior continues everywhere. Because while this could be a lesson to content creators out there, in reality, it should be a lesson to you, the viewer. Pay attention to who you follow. Watch what they do. Don't listen to them blindly. And most importantly, don't worship any influencer ever. Hell, we're at 750,000 followers between our two platforms, and the last thing I would ever want is for someone to blindly follow me. If I fuck up bad enough, or I start doing the wrong things, or I lose my integrity, I hope I am burned at the cross of social media. Because in reality, it is not that hard to be your authentic self and do the right thing, so at the end of the night, you can look yourself in the mirror. That's all you gotta do. That's all any of us gotta do. Because all that matters in the end is your reputation and your integrity to yourself. But as always, we love you guys.
Okay, so you remember how influencer marketing was already kind of a scam, with fake followers and engagement pods? Well, AI just made it so much worse. There are companies now, and this is real, you've probably already seen these, whether you've noticed it or not. They generate fake influencer content for you using AI. Fake people, fake posts, fake engagement, everything. And brands are buying it because it's cheaper than working with real influencers. But here's the thing that is even crazier. Some actual influencers are using AI to generate their sponsored content. They're not even creating it themselves anymore. They get a brand deal. They feed the brief into ChatGPT, maybe run some AI image generation, post it, collect the check. And you know what? You know what's wild? The engagement looks real because their followers are real, but the content is complete garbage. It's obviously sponsored. It's obviously phoned in, obviously not authentic, but brands keep paying for it. I was in a meeting last month with a brand spending $80,000 a month on influencer marketing. $80,000. I looked at the content their influencers were putting out. Every single post was clearly AI generated. Same structure, same vague enthusiasm, same, swipe up to learn more energy. You know what their ROI was? It was basically zero. They were getting impressions, sure, vanity metrics, but actual conversions, next to nothing. And the influencer marketing agency that they were working with, still sending them monthly reports about reach and impressions like those numbers actually mean something. So this is what I'm talking about when I say that AI made the scams worse. It didn't create new scams. It just made the existing ones cheaper and easier to scale. Now you can fraud faster, fraud bigger, and fraud more efficiently. And the people getting screwed are the brands who believe influencer marketing still works the way it did 5 years ago. It doesn't. It's mostly theater now. Expensive, AI-generated theater. But hey, at least the metrics look good in the PowerPoint, right?
I step out of the Seattle content creator drama for like 2 seconds, and then everyone suddenly is exposing this one Seattle content creator dude. And secretly, I'm like, you know what? Because I've had interactions with this dude like months ago. And what happened was that I created a video saying that content creators should be paid for their work. And not only did this man try to out me in my own comment section, he privately DM'd me just with a bunch of stuff, one-liners, paragraphs, super aggressive. And it's crazy because I actually ran into him at a Seattle content creator event. So he came up to me and he was actually respectful and nice. He introduced himself, hey, it's nice seeing you in like person and like putting like the faces, you know, whatever. And I was like, okay, yeah, like nice to meet you too. I was with my friend, so I decided to leave. And that was my only interaction with him in real life. I'm sure he's gonna see this, but you know what? It's fine. I'm like just a little bit scared of him. But anyways, basically, he DMs me about like a video and he's like commenting like a bunch of things like on my video that I had to like private them because honestly, they were coming from like a place of like aggression, and that's not what we're like about. You know, I feel like the Seattle content creator community here is extremely nice and supportive, and then there's just like this one dude who's trying to like tear.
Okay, I need to say this because one of my new Etsy clients just got scammed. She's a new Etsy seller. She got what she thought was her first sale and was so excited. It looked official. It looked like it was from Etsy, and it said she needed to verify her account. It had a link, and she clicked it. She entered her information, and it wasn't from Etsy. It was a fake email designed to look like it was coming from Etsy, and a fake Bank of America symbol designed to look like it was being verified in Bank of America. They took her info and they drained her account. So here's the thing, if you ever get a message like that, do not click the link. Scammers specifically, unfortunately, target new Etsy sellers because they know that they panic, they know they send the information, and honestly, you just don't know any better. Check your shop, slow down, and check it out first. Save this so you don't forget.
Hey guys, get ready with me while I talk about common scams that happen to micro-influencers. I'm more of a micro content creator than a micro influencer, but these still happen to me. So some people consider this next one a scam, but I don't really. It's unpaid collaborations. I'm honestly the type where if you're gonna send me a product that I'm actually gonna use, I'll just film a video about it, I don't care. The next one is brands requiring you to buy a product to join their affiliate program. If you know, you know. And most of the time you only get benefits if people will use your code. The next one is people that require you to pay for shipping on a free product. If something is PR, you will not have to pay anything for it. The next one are brands that offer to send you money through PayPal to buy their Amazon product. Basically, Amazon has this policy where you cannot do compensated reviews. And basically what most companies will do is they'll pay you to buy a product of a very big store, and then they'll report the brand for having false reviews. Or they're just trying to build their own brand. And they can like reverse the payments on PayPal if they use the friends and family function. So basically you're just paying for their product. It's just all around a scam. Just be wary, be mindful, don't undersell yourself, and always know your value. That's all, bye!
So this is a quick story time that just like completely, absolutely blew my mind and shocked me. That in 2026, things like this happen to models, and it just drives me off the wall that people allow this to happen. Knowledge is power, and I always try to educate people as much as possible in this business that there's not a lot of information unless you're in it. So models, this is super important. When I tell models that they need to know and investigate thoroughly the agencies that they're signing to, before you sign with an agency, make sure they're a team that believe in you, and also make sure that the agencies that you're signing to, if you're not signing to all their networks, meaning all the offices that they have, one in New York, one in Miami, one in LA, one in Paris, one in whatever, you're signing to different agencies that are not the same name to make sure that they work well together and get along. So we have this model who I absolutely love. She's been with us for so many years, and she's represented by another agency in another market. She had a big beauty job holding for us, and she had another job holding for her other agencies 3 days later. So let me give you an example. Let's say our beauty job was on Tuesday. She was holding for another job that was 3 days for that other agency, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that shoot was a 3-day shoot. Even with that, that shoot is a good client, but they pay like less, and the beauty job just, it was substantially a better opportunity regardless, not only because of money, the team that was shooting, it's just visibly it was also better for the girl's career. But what happens is, if agencies are working for the model as they should, that's our priority. We work for the models. Agencies work for models and for clients, but our priority, we are a modeling agency, so the model is our priority. For us, the model success is our success. If they're doing well, we're doing well. That's just how it works. And you would think that that's the same intention that everyone has, but that's not the case. A lot of agencies, especially larger networks and things like that, are just very self-serving. They just care about being able to bill, pay the money, and if the models are working, they're working, that's it. No like logic or reason, which is why a lot of the business has been so diluted and kind of tarnished towards models. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So the whole goal is that you're trying to make all the jobs work. So we were trying to make our job work, and one was shot in New York, the other one was shot in Los Angeles. Problem is, for beauty jobs, they tend to have longer hours or they need more time. So we were trying to get a flight that would get her out so that she's able to go to LA the same night, even if she arrives like on like, I guess the version of going backwards to a red eye, so that she's able to do the other job. We were trying to see, like, tell our client, hey, can you start earlier so that she could get out later? Or hey, can you try and move your shoot for the day before? So meaning that Monday, so that she keeps that other job Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That way we help the model out and also help the other agency out. You want to make sure that everything works. That's the goal, right? We did everything possible, but a lot of the times clients, for the most part, at least in New York, they try to be flexible. If they can move the shoot, they'll try. If they can't, when it's a big production, space, location, the teams that they paid, sometimes it doesn't work for everyone's schedule, so they can't do it, but some clients will try. Long story short, we tried our best to try to see if they could accommodate both jobs, so that way she can do both. So then we let the agency know with the model and her mother agency that, hey, they can't change this and they can't start her earlier to get her on an earlier flight so that she's able to make your job or whatever. Can we try and see if your client can only shoot her 2 days, or if they have flexibility moving or whatever? Let me tell you that agency went effing crazy. They were full on threatening the model and saying, if the model doesn't do this job and we have to cancel or lose it, the model has to pay our agency fee that the model pays and the client fee for losing this booking out of pocket. What? That is absolutely insane. In my 22 plus years in this business, that's not a thing. Models don't have to pay for a cancellation, obviously, if they're sick or something out of their control. And I understand sometimes clients don't want to pay if there was some sort of error that put them in a detriment after all the money they paid, again, for location teams or whatever. And if the model messed up, the agency with the model tries to figure out like what we can do to help the client out, since the model wasn't able to do that booking and they are messing them up. But for the most part, if it's something out of their control, of course the clients will be, that's annoying, that's upset or whatever. Family death happens, the model's sick, it could be hospital, so many reasons. But clients are like, models have to pay, or agencies are like, well, you lost this booking, so you need to pay us our fee that we would have made. That is insane. So we tried everything possible. We lost a beauty job for the girl because the client couldn't make it work, and we let the model know, hey, we tried everything as possible. She was informed the whole time, and the mother agency. And then we were like, just do the other job so you don't lose it. At least it's a regular client and it's fine. And usually when it's regular clients, you're able to move it. But I was like, I just have to give my opinion, because I'm not the type of person that keeps if I think something is wrong, I cannot keep my opinion to myself. I mind my business when I have to, but when it's something about somebody that I care for, that I protect, especially my models, I ride hard for people. I was like, I just gotta say, that is a red flag, and I don't like talking about other agencies and what they do wrong and what they don't. To each their own. I keep to my bubble, but I represent this model too, so her well-being and her best interest is my best interest. So I told her, I was like, that's a red flag. That's not a thing. Your mother agency, you should be questioning this, because I've never heard of this, that you have to pay if you're sick. I've never heard of this in my life, that you have to pay. And that isn't a thing. And the fact that they're saying that you would have to pay if you cancel or if you can't make it work, it's weird. So I just let her know that. And guess what? The model was, are you serious? That is crazy, because there was something that happened before where that same agency, a job was canceled because it had to be she was super sick, had to be hospitalized. And they made me pay out of pocket the fee for missing the job. I nearly went through the phone. I was like, what? This agency is supposed to be the people that are rooting for you, getting you jobs. I understand why models and people are getting upset and have this bad rep when putting the bad out there, why other agencies get the bad reputation. The model paid out of pocket because she was sick, hospitalized, and couldn't make it. That is, I guarantee you, the client didn't charge them anything or whatever. They just still made the model pay. You should not be signed to somebody like that. They are not looking for your best interest. They only care about the money. You are a number to them, and that is it. And I am telling you, this 2026, that's not a thing. There's things in place like cancellation fees if you cancel 48 hours, 72 hours. There's so many other things that you could work out with your agency and talk before. And unless you're doing something that is affecting the agency's reputation or the messing up the shoot or whatever, it's all contractual stuff to protect you. That's not a thing. So please don't let this happen to you, and make sure that you are checking and thinking things that don't sound right. Ask around, talk to other people, because That is a huge red flag. And yeah, that is insane that in 2026 they're doing that to somebody. And it's one of my models, but we didn't do that. It was another agency that is not part of our company. Anyway, please be careful. It is insane to me.
Remember, if someone's promoting something on this app, they are paid. They are getting money for doing that. You can't trust any influencer. Don't even trust me. If I'm trying to sell you something, think twice about it. Now, I have promoted things that I personally bought on this app that I thought were pretty good, but I make it clear, like, don't buy it just because I said so. The supplements are what get me, because I get hundreds per week messages saying, we've got a supplement we'd love you to push. You'll get 30% commission. We'll pay you hundreds of dollars up front. And I do not have a big platform. And I could be making so much money if I did this, but I have morals and I do not feel comfortable doing that. So I'm not going to do that. If I ever try to sell you a supplement or something to put in your body from this app, please block me, delete me, because I don't know what you're getting. Like, you, oh, it's a brand that I know, but you don't know if it's a leg. You don't know if it's tampered with. You should not be buying off of here. Out small crew artwork and stuff. Totally. Probably safe. It might be ripped off. You don't know. So be careful. Just be careful buying anything off this app. Someone's like, oh, if you like this, you'll hero. No, it won't. They're paid to do that. They're paid a ton of money to do that. So when someone says something, just be cautious.
Yo, be aware of those scammy collaboration emails because they are getting better and better. Some of them are so obvious. I just posted this Revolve thing. Just got a Revolve collaboration. That's scam. Just checking the emails and whatever. Anyway, there are some I recently got which are insanely good. And I went through TikTok and tried to, like, you know, maybe see if anyone has posted about that. And there was another brand who also has sent me an email and seemed so legit, also would do like contract and payment, whatever, right? So I went through TikTok because I'm so paranoid with those things because I'm so paranoid with those things. And there was a girl telling her story, like crying, and she was like, she just got scammed. It seemed so legit. They did like a contract with her, and they paid her the money, and then they did something to kind of like dispute the money back and like take more out of it. I have no idea how this was like actually possible, but whatever. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I also got an email from this brand. Anyway, there is another brand, and I looked on TikTok as well to see if there is like, you know, some scams other people are aware of. And it's so freaking good. I need to show you. So what I did after that, I was like, I looked at the email address and it was like .com, and I was like, it's like an Australian brand. Normally it's like .com.au. So I went on the brand site, and I will show you in a bit. And I was like, wait, and I looked at, and also like they signed with this person, and I Googled the person, and the person was also like the social media lead of like the company and whatever, the brand. So I was like, how can I figure out if this is scam or not? So I forwarded this email to all the other emails from like the real brand and like contact support service and everything. I was like, hey, and then over Instagram as well. I was like, hey, is that legit? Is it from you? And they're like, oh, no, this is scam. And they were also not aware of that. So it seems like new. And yeah, they were really nice though, but I show you, hold on. So this was like the thing, and also like what we offer, blah, blah. And I was like with contract, and even if you go like discover the collection, you will come to the, will we come to the site, or did I press on something? Oh no, you will come to the site. If it's loading, oh my god, imagine I would just like download it, fucking shit, oh my god, maybe I should not open this, but the other time when I opened it, you came to the website. So I forwarded this to the customer service, and they're like, "Oh, I'm afraid this is a fake account," because all like the emails are with like another signature, whatever. But yeah, guys, like I just get a shit ton of collaboration requests, and most of them are so freaking fake. It's crazy. So be really aware, because some of them seem so legit, and also when they're like, yeah, we can do a contract and like, you know, do all of that, because obviously like the DMs you will get here like, oh my god, do you want to pick 2 necklaces and a ring? Like, we all know this is freaking scam shit, like the brand managers. But yeah, just, you know, really, as a micro influencer, like really freaking 100 times check through everything, okay? Because even like the obvious checks, like the email address and whatever, but the email address was like a legit email address. It was like the same as normal, like the company, but instead of .com.au, there was just a .com. So they was like, wait, hold on a second. Anyway, beware.
I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Your favorite influencer is lying to you. I do feel like this is a safe space, so I'm just going to talk freely and openly about this, and if I have to take this video down, so be it. There have been so many influencers recently posting undisclosed paid partnerships. The reason why I'm talking about this right now is because this actually happened to me recently with a creator who had millions of followers, and I'm not going to name names because I don't believe in dogpiling. I don't believe in cancel culture. Do not ask me who it was because I'm not going to tell you. I just want to make a general statement about this and my experience, because this person posted an undisclosed paid partnership that I told a brand I was not comfortable posting. So when I saw them post that, I went in the comment section and essentially did call them out for posting an undisclosed paid ad, and they deleted my comment and kept the video up. And it's not just one brand. I've had multiple brands do this. I've seen multiple creators do this, and it's just wrong. Like, your audience, they're not robots. They're real people. And unfortunately, brands' perspective on this is, if I post a paid partnership, it's going to do worse than organic content. And that is somewhat true, because yeah, like, the people that are watching you are real people. They're not robots, and they can see that when something is paid, maybe their opinion on it will be skewed a little bit because it's a paid partnership. And I'm not saying you can't post paid partnerships, because baby, I'm still going to post paid partnership. It's just that you need to disclose if it's paid or not, because you need to be authentic and transparent with your audience. And if a brand is watching this, please stop putting influencers in uncomfortable positions, asking us to post things without disclosing that it's paid, because it's just awkward. Like, we just all need to follow FTC guidelines. Thank you very much.
Influencers are trapped in Dubai and no one cares.
It's not fun, guys. We're supposed to be in the same place.
Crypto millionaires, drop shippers, and tax evaders are finding it difficult to flex their Dubai lifestyle from inside a bomb shelter. Do you think the influencers that moved from London to Dubai to escape Muslim violence are feeling a little bit silly right now? Yes, the UK has a knife crime epidemic and you can't wear a Rolex out at night, but you're also not going to get vaporized. Unless you're at an Ariana Grande concert. With drones hitting luxury hotels and the airspace around Dubai completely shut down, these tax avoiders are now asking their governments to help them, which has been refused. Sorry guys, looks like you really do get what you pay for. You gotta feel sorry for some of these influencer girls. They moved to Dubai thinking the only thing that could strike them from above would come from a sheikh's behind. Now they have to worry about drones. To clarify, I mean the explosive kind, not what they call their slaves. The biggest issue that I foresee is that, God forbid, if one of these British influencers are blown up by a missile, their body will be impossible to identify because they all have the same set of veneers. I'm Lewis Spears. Like and follow. Talk tomorrow.
In all seriousness, what is this bullshit scam that is going on? I have been contacted twice, once yesterday by somebody pretending to be interested in one of my listings and wanting to have a Zoom conference, chat, whatever. It just happened again on a different listing. I'm sitting at the end of my open house and I get an email. They've reached out to me through my brokerage's website and they are interested in learning more about my listing. Okay, great. I obviously want to sell it, so I'm happy to have a Zoom call with you. This one allowed me to set up the Zoom link and send it to them I'm sitting here waiting for them to join me on my Zoom call. And of course, I get an email that states that my Zoom link isn't working and that they will send me their link. Bullshit. Bullshit. I am not clicking a link that you sent me. What is the scam here? I'm utterly confused, besides the fact that they are just wasting my damn time. Somebody explain. What is this?
So I got scammed out of $3,000. Now, I almost did. But this is a PSA for everyone out there, but especially small businesses and people in the catering world, because this has happened multiple times before that I just found out. And I had someone send me a message. You know, it was a potential client. I have my number like on my website everywhere, so my clients can contact me through that. And they sent me, I'm gonna put the message here. I'm not gonna show the name, but it basically said like, hey, like I have a surprise birthday party for my wife, and I know you're a reputable caterer, and I would like to see about, you know, doing a private chef catering service. I don't know a lot about this. If you can like help me out, what's a good email to send you all the information? I give him my email. He sends me the information all in detail. They give me the time, the date, the location, the house, the private residence, a detailed list of like what I would be providing, the food, all this stuff. So one red flag is that when he said I'm a reputable caterer and then put in all the hot foods, I don't work with hot foods. So I don't know where he found that information out. When he put in the address and the date of the email, the date was wrong from the one that he sent in the text by a lot of months. It would be different if it was like maybe the wrong date or whatever, but it was like the wrong month. It was from March and then to June and then a different date too. So that was another red flag. So I was already feeling a little weird, but I was like, okay, you never know. People like make mistakes. So I inform him that, you know, I work with a lot of charcuterie desserts, cold foods, caviar, shrimp, small bites, sandwiches, you know, all that stuff. I just don't work with hot food, but I know people that do personal chef and like catering and that's such. So I contacted my friends and I let them know. They gave me a menu, everything. Like they put time, I put time. I contacted someone for a cake. I contacted someone for florals. Like we were going to make this like a beautiful party. And so I sent him everything, the prices, everything, and his budget was $1,200 to $4,500, which is a big gap. So that's a little weird too. Usually it's like $3,000 to $4,000 or $3,000 to $4,500, like something like that. So that was a little off. That was another red flag. And so whatever, I sent him the price of everything. He goes along with like my recommendation of my stuff and with what they're going to offer the other caterers. So I sent him the deposit, the price, everything. I said, okay, I'm going to send you the deposit. Just you have to do that to secure the date. So he asked me what merchant I use, which once he said that, that was like all the red flags. I was like, no one has ever asked me that. And I said, I use Stripe. He goes, okay, I'm about to send it now. Can you do me a favor? I was like, oh no, this is already going downhill. And I go, what's the favor? He goes, the live band won't be able to accept payments through credit card, so they can only do Zelle. So they were like, can we send you $3,000 and then you send them that form of payment? And as soon as they said that, I was like, no. I was like, I'm sorry, like I don't feel comfortable. And before I even said that, I sent this over to another caterer that I'm working with, the other caterer, and they said, oh, this is a complete scam. Stay away from that. This happened to us. So I just knew I had to trust my gut. I told them I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to do that. And they go, no, like it's okay. Like trying to reassure me, like you can do this and then do that and then it'll all be fine. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable. And you know what they said? They said, oops. I was like, oops, what? Like you got caught. So please be aware, caterers and small business owners, like people are getting very, very smart. All these scammers are getting very, very smart. And it sucks because this was going to be a great party, it seemed like. So just please be careful. Please, just like if you feel that gut feeling like something is up, like you'll know. So, and I felt this feeling in the beginning. So just, I wanted to put it out there because it was pretty shitty of what this person did. So just want to let y'all know.
Here's my take on Camilla's Becoming Her. So I just got off the phone, like, I don't even know, like, hour ago now, I got off the phone with her team. My first phone call, by the way. I applied months ago, January I applied. And I always ignored the calls and I always ignored the text messages because I just kind of had a feeling it was just scammy. It was just scammy. Finally decided to pick up just to see what it was all about. Waste of a 15-minute call. Oh my god. She said she doesn't think I'm taking it seriously. She said she asked for my credit score, how much money I make monthly, how much money I save in my bank account. I did mention college, and when I mentioned it again at the end of the call, because she was like, what are you doing later today? You can't take the call? I'm like, going to the library to college week. You do college? I mentioned it. You didn't mention it? Okay. It's a scam. I'm not picking up the phone later.
So this message is for all my other small influencers and for Core Organics. If you are not one of those groups, then this may not be relevant to you, but you are welcome to watch it anyway. I am pretty sure that I almost got scammed. Core Organics, if you guys actually wanted to work with me, I am so flattered. However, I feel like this was just a scam. And there were a couple things that tipped me off to that. So I just wanted to make a video to warn my other micro influencers and also tell you the types of things that you might need to be watching out for. First thing is that I am a small creator. I only have like 275 followers, but I've had some recent like big engagement on some of my posts. So I was super excited about that, super proud of that. So I got an email to the email that's in my account, and it basically was from Core Organics. This is what the email looked like. And it gave a pretty detailed overview of the company and said that they were interested in reaching out. And the email sounded pretty legit. It was info@coreorganicskincare.com. And I was like, oh my God, this sounds amazing. And it was signed with a real person's name. So I looked them up on LinkedIn, and on LinkedIn, it says the woman's name and Core Organics and like marketing director. And I was like, wow, this is like legit. And I was so excited. So I agreed. I sent them back a message, sent over like a campaign deliverables email, which was extremely elaborate. It's like a 5-page document and basically goes over like the purpose of the brand, their interests, the products that they're trying to feature. I read that and I was like, okay, I think that this is legit. And they asked me to go onto Teams so that we could like essentially set up a time to do a video call and go over the proposals. So I've never done this before. I've never done any sort of paid promotion for a company. So I said, yeah. And basically I chatted with somebody over Microsoft Teams and we set up a time to do like a quick 5-10 minute phone call. This was red flag number 1. So the person that I was speaking to was like a young person, obviously, that you could tell, but he didn't turn on his video. That was the first red flag that I was like, ding, 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 I better think about this. The interview was extremely professional. They asked a lot of really good questions and they didn't ask for any real personal information. Nothing that I would feel uncomfortable telling anybody that I met. Nothing that I would ever use to identify any important information, like bank information, nothing like that. So that felt totally normal. And then after that, the guy had messaged me and said like they really liked my answers and they really wanted to work with me, and they sent over a proposal. And this was red flag number 2. So to preface this, I will say that if anybody wants to pay me this amount of money legit to do a partnership, and I wouldn't necessarily say no, but I will say that it tipped me off. And I'm lucky that I have one of my friends, close personal friends, who is a full-time influencer that I could ask to basically vet this and see like what she thought about this proposal. Everybody talks online about influencers making way more than you expect. So this number was like a huge shell shock. I was like texting my mom and my sisters being like, oh my God, like, look at me in my like funny little videos, like popping off. After that discussion with my friend, I did ask the company to say, like, hey, how am I gonna get paid? Like, how does it work? What's the pay structure and what are the dates? And they came back with this answer. And they said that they would pay me up front before any content was made. And that was probably one of the biggest red flags to me. And I said, you know what, I better ask to review this official contract because I don't really know how this thing works. And then they sent it over, and that was when I decided that this was most likely a scam, and I blocked them and removed them, and now I am making this video. And one of the major things within this formal agreement that stood out to me was that they were asking influencers to purchase product directly from their sales manager and then get reimbursed later. And that was a red flag because I feel like no company is going to have you do that. I feel like if they really want you to try their product, they're just going to send you your product. You should not have to front any amount of money for a product and then get reimbursed for it later. The company should just be willing to give it to you as a gift. And some other things that I noticed in the contract that just were a little bit off is like things like not being spelled correctly, like TikTok not being capitalized, Instagram not being capitalized, and also major red flag was the font. Like, what company would use that font as like their official proposal font? I just felt like it didn't look as professional as some of the other emails. So the email address it came from was info@CoraOrganicSkin, but the actual email for like the contact on the webpage is info@CoraOrganics. And I think that that difference, while it didn't originally stand out to me, is probably one of the other signs that this is a scam. So unfortunately, while I was very flattered to have received such an elaborate email and such an elaborate scam, I did want to share this in case there are any other micro-influencers out there who have been receiving similar emails from this company. And then also just to notify Core Organics that I think that there may be somebody out there trying to pass themselves off as your company, which is an amazing company that has an incredible ethos about being authentic and genuine. If you guys have had similar experiences with this or other red flags that you look out for when you are getting a contract back from a company, please let me know. I hope that if nothing else, you guys got to giggle at my story about how I thought I could really be a real influencer for a day, but instead I just have to go back to my life as a resident and dream of one day getting paid to make skincare videos. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and let me know in the comments if you have ever had something like this happen to you.